Welcome to the special presentation right here on Party of Two. This is a spoiler-free review of Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet. I am not going to be joined by my wife today because I got to see a special screening, and I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm the Internet's Mark B. Donica. Let's talk about this movie. I'm a staunch supporter of the Wreck-It Ralph franchise because it sort of speaks to my sensibilities as a gamer and as a big palooka, a big galoot, whatever you want to call it. That I never thought I would see a character like Ralph in my favorite genre, in animation, as the hero. Getting a sequel, I was a little wary at first, but ultimately it's very transparent for what this movie could have been. This could have been just a straight up commercial for all of their properties, but the way that they involved Star Wars, Marvel, Disney was very specific, and the way that they used them in the story had some good payoffs to it. And it's more than just the princess scene in the trailers. All of the princesses and the essentially the main promotional material for the movie has been that scene, but it doesn't necessarily give us what the emotional core of this movie is, which is the relationship between Ralph and Vanellope. This movie is going to be very important when it comes to discussions about self-care and how you treat your friends, and there's such a good base for them to play with because it goes silly. There's some of my favorite gags in Disney movies here because they hit so home, whether it's references to memes or various games, things of that nature. But the emotional center is here. This is definitely a Disney movie apart from all of the Disney paraphernalia that they reference in here. Taraji P. Henson's character, yes, is wonderful. Gal Gadot's character, Shank, is awesome. There's a couple of other characters that get introduced in the movie that they play really well. Calhoun and Felix are still a big part of the movie while not entirely present. They leave breadcrumbs similarly to what they did with Incredibles 2, where you have the scene with Jack and Auntie Edna, and then the Blu-ray comes out, and and here's where we get to see that scene. So I think it's entirely possible that with this movie we're going to get a Felix and Calhoun side story short when the Blu-ray comes out, and I would love to, because the story that they're involved with is very interesting as well. I absolutely adored this movie. It's 100% worth your time if you're a Disney fan. If you're a gaming fan, I will be honest, there's not as much of direct gaming references, considering they leave the arcade in the beginning, and in the end they still feature some here and there. Despite that, I feel like this movie hits at a good time. Disney's been getting really well with discussing different types of relationships, because a lot of people know Disney for its Prince and Knight in Shining Armor, Prince Charming, True Love's Kiss, those types of stories. But with Wreck-It Ralph, with Frozen, with Big Hero 6, it tells sibling relationships, and Pixar, of course, has been doing this for years with your Monsters Inc., your Inside Outs, your Braves. They're exploring different ways to play in these emotional spaces with these various relationships, and Ralph Breaks the Internet is no exception. The animation is top notch. The design of the different websites is spectacular, and there's a couple of things as I was watching the movie where I'd be like, Andrew would probably want that. We'd probably want that in the house. I definitely want that. The way that websites are represented, the way that search engines are represented, there's a lot of really good stuff in here, and it's a lot more than just a cash grab. Or if it isn't, they fooled me, because I had a wonderful time. This has a lot of emotional depth that I wasn't expecting. So make sure you go and check out Ralph Breaks the Internet when it hits theaters. Make sure to subscribe down below on this YouTube channel for more on-video content like this. This is a good place also if you don't have a podcast machine, where our podcasts lives, where we talk about various theme parks. But for now, I gotta get on this ride. We'll see you on the next one.